Let's send it over to our first presenters, Mike Chalkwater and Jim Nauer, who will speak to the Storage and Backup Refresh project.
Thanks, John. I'm Mike Chalkwater here with Jim Nauer. We're covering the Storage and Backup Refresh project, so let's take a look at the background. The current system, or ITS, provides network storage and backup services to faculty and staff on a subscription basis. Now, the current system was implemented back in 2010, and various components are reaching end of service life. We no longer have vendor service and support for the current system, and we're also unable to take advantage of new features and functions available industry-wide. So let's look at the end user environment. There's network storage or file storage, commonly known as SysLi. This is shared storage for applications. So if you have a department drive, network drive that your department uses and use Microsoft Office products, you can all share those files, Word, Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, things like that. There's another piece to this is block storage. This is storage in the data center that's used for hosted Oracle databases and also for our virtual machine platform. And then there's also backup service, which is network storage files that get backed up to protect against data loss, and they can also be recovered at a later time if the need arises. So let's look at our next steps. Well, currently, Jim, we were able to complete in the month of June, complete 87% of migrating the current backup clients to the new system. And we're also working to test and document the new network file storage system, commonly known as the SysLi replacement. Now, things that we have scheduled for the coming months is to migrate the KSL data center VMware systems to the new storage system, and also implement cloud storage solutions to help enhance the new backup and NAS systems capability or capacity. Jim, there's an illustration which you can walk us through of the new network file storage system.
Thanks, Mike. So this month I wanted to talk a little bit about the new NAS system, or network file storage, since this will be the next change that we make that has an impact on users. So in this case, as we've mentioned, we're replacing the server currently known as SysLi with a new generation of hardware and a fundamentally different design. This version, if you can see on the slide, there's one box there labeled a 4-node cluster. That's actually 4 separate machines in the Kelvin Smith Library data center, and there's an identical 4-node cluster in the Crawford data center, which will keep a second copy of the data for disaster recovery in the event that we lose an entire data center or there's a catastrophic hardware failure on the library system. Those two systems are installed and running. We have put a small amount of test data on them, tested the replication mechanism, and we've also configured them for a new physical wiring layout of connecting them to the network. We actually have them, they're connected via 10 gigabit Ethernet, but they can speak to 2 different logical parts of the network at the same time. So one part is inside the Kelvin Smith Library data center, and the other part is outside of the data center. And the reason we did that is to increase performance. We're trying to remove some bottlenecks in the network architecture and get these systems to perform at the highest level possible, because the desktop computers and laptops that people are using to connect today are much more powerful and capable of actually using the full bandwidth of the gigabit campus network. So we've done that. We've started testing. Over the next 3 to 4 weeks, we will be testing and documenting the detailed step-by-step procedures for changing a given department's share from SysLi to the new server. That will require a change on every single user's computer. You'll have to, if you have a drive mapping in Windows, you'll have to change that. Or if you have a shortcut or an alias on a Macintosh desktop, those will have to be changed. So that process is going fairly well. We have a lot of detail work to do just to finish learning about the configuration options in the new system and get that rolling as smoothly as possible.
And we'll be reaching out to end users as we move forward with steps for migrating too.
Absolutely.
That's one of our next steps too in the next few weeks. Okay, thanks, Jim. We can open it up to any questions from the audience.
Thanks, Mike, and thanks, Jim, for that presentation on the storage and backup refresh. Will users need to do anything specific to prepare to the move to the new file storage?
Yes, they will. Unlike the backup change, which was mostly invisible to end users, this will require a change. For example, if you have a PC and you're connecting to a departmental file share on Sicily, and you have it mapped to your say the H drive in Windows, that change you will have to change the mapping for the H drive on your system from the old server Sicily to the new server name. Now, one of the changes that we are making that we've mentioned in the past is we're going to use a feature called distributed file shares, or DFS, in Windows that will allow us to make the new name of your server and share permanent. So the next time we do an upgrade like this, if we have to move your share to a different server, you will not have to make any changes in the future. The DFS share will automatically follow your data wherever we put it.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Mike.